Hey, it's Jessie Hilgenberg, and today I'm going to show you the perfect shoulder workout that you can do from home using only bands, and as an extra bonus, I'm also going to show you each one of the moves with dumbbells in case that's your jam. When you're training shoulders, it's so important that you guys know to work all three heads of the deltoids. That's the anterior, which is the front, the medial deltoid, which is the side laterals, and the posterior deltoid, which is your rear delts. There are a lot of shoulder exercises to choose from when you build your delt day, your shoulder day, but it's so important that you guys pick exercises that build a well-rounded shoulder workout that utilizes all three heads of the shoulder workout, like this one is gonna do today. So let's get after it. All right, before any shoulder workout, you wanna make sure you warm up your shoulders nice and good to prevent injury and just to get your shoulder joints nice and warmed up. Check in with your body, check in with your joints, and make sure you are good to go before nailing your delt workout. Okay, so I've got three exercises for you. One of them is a band pull apart. We're gonna do a shoulder fly circle. You can use dumbbells for that one too if you'd like. I'll show you with bands. And then we're gonna do a face pull, and that one's using bands too. So the very first one, you need a pull-up band, sort of like this. You're gonna hold it about shoulder width apart. Okay, I've got the whole entire loop grasped into my hands like this. And you're gonna stand here with your core braced. My feet are about shoulder to hip width apart. And you're just going to keep your elbows nice and straight and pull the band apart. So you're gonna wanna feel like you're squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. Don't use your arms to pull. I really want you guys to squeeze your shoulder blades and let your posterior or your rear delts do all of the work here, okay? The next one, this is gonna be a shoulder fly circle. So I'm just standing on one end of the band, and you can do these single arm if you're using bands, and you just go all the way out. So don't bring your arm forward or back too much. It's all the way to the exact side of your body. Your palm faces outward the whole time, your elbows straight, and get a full range of motion here. And then of course, switch hands. If you guys are doing these with dumbbells, pick a really light dumbbell. You're gonna hold the dumbbells right here in front of you and bring both dumbbells up and all the way down. Your palms face inward, facing each other at the bottom, and face outward away from you at the top. Okay, the final warm up, the third warm up, you can use either band, a handle band or a pull-up band, and we are going to wrap the band around the bar. Step back until you get a good resistance. My feet are about like one fist width apart. Get your core nice and braced and pull the bands right to about chin level, okay? Right on top of the shoulders, driving back with your elbows and squeezing the shoulder blades, working those rear delts again. You guys should start to feel nice and warmed up after we get through these three warm-up exercises before we get to our working sets. Okay, next up is an alternating front raise. You guys can use these with bands or dumbbells. I'll show you both. These ones, you just step on the band, and we're going alternating front raise. So get the core nice and braced. My knees have a soft bend in them, and you wanna make sure you don't have like just a complete rest down here and have your arms all loosey-goosey resting on your upper thighs. I want you guys to be nice and active at the bottom, as you bring each arm up independently. Once the second arm is down, then you can come back up with the other arm. I want you guys to know that during this, my arm, even though you can't see it because we wore a sweatshirt on arm day, my elbow is straight, okay? It's not completely locked out, but I have like a soft little micro bend in my elbow. And make sure you're noticing too that my wrists aren't bending like this at all. They're staying nice and solid in line with my entire forearm, okay? If you guys are using dumbbells, same exact thing, okay? My feet are about hip width apart, a little bit more narrow than that. Nice bend in my knee, nice and braced with the core. Stand up straight, alternating. With both the band and the dumbbell, you bring them up to about eye level. If you're looking in a mirror, that's really easy to do. Otherwise, just stop right when you think your wrist is at about eye to forehead level. Okay, get after it. Next up is single arm rear delt flies. Again, I'm gonna show you how to do these with bands and dumbbells. So with the bands, you guys are gonna just make sure you have a sturdy rig or a piece of furniture or somebody to hold the other end of the band. Make sure it's nice and secure around there, okay? And then you take the other end of the band and come out till you're gonna have good resistance in the band. All right, and you're just gonna come out like this. So you guys are gonna have to wiggle around just a little bit to see where you're at once you get all the way extended. This is pretty good for me. Again, just a really soft micro bend in the elbow and my wrist stays nice and flat, nice and straight in line with my forearm the whole time. Reach the arm across your chest, get your core engaged, and keep that wrist straight and that elbow and that little micro bend as you bring the band all the way across. Okay, a good range of motion here, get a good stretch here, stretching out the upper back and coming all the way across, feeling it in your posterior or rear delts. All right, and of course, switch sides. If you guys are using dumbbells for this, start with a light dumbbell. This is a 5-pound dumbbell, and you're gonna bend your whole torso over like this, okay? Now my feet are about shoulder width apart, and you want your arm to just fall naturally out, so I'm not putting it in a certain position. It's nice and loose, just coming right out from my shoulder joint here. Get nice and braced, my heels are digging into the ground, and I'm gonna, again, keep my wrist straight and my elbow just a soft little micro bend, and I'm gonna come out like this, right out to the side. Just like you did the exact same motion with the band, my torso is parallel to the floor. That allows you to have that exact same body position that you had with the band. If your torso is parallel with the ground and the arm is coming out and to the side. All right, all reps on one side before switching. No big swing down here, okay? Keep it nice and controlled. The stopping point at the bottom is your arm just falling right out from your shoulder. All right, let's do it. Okay, exercise number 4 is an alternating shoulder press. So different from a standard shoulder press where both arms are moving at the same time, we're gonna do an alternating shoulder press. And instead of having all reps on one arm with the other arm just completely resting, we're gonna stay super active and you're gonna have both arms up like this, and the alternating is gonna be like this, but this arm is the non-working arm during the other rep is gonna get just as much action because you're gonna stay contracted in the shoulder right here as you're waiting for the next rep. So a standard single arm press would look like this, with this arm completely resting until its turn. We're gonna stay super active and just completely alternate one arm, the other arm, the whole entire time. I'll show you guys with bands and with dumbbells. So you're gonna step on the band. My feet are close together for the band version of this. Once you're centered in the band, bring the bands up here, okay? So I don't want you way down here. Just make sure you're staying nice and active. It's really easy to get lazy and have the bands held down here. Stay nice and active, okay? Right at my ears. Press up, okay? This is how every single set's gonna look like during this alternating shoulder press. It's very hard, very challenging to keep that non-working arm active and not drop down, okay? If you're using dumbbells, same thing. Bring the dumbbells up here and you're working the exact same way, keeping the core nice and tight and keeping that non-working arm solid and contracted the whole entire time. Let's go. Next up are bent over flies. So I like to use handle bands for this. And one trick I want to show you is how I attach the bands to my feet and what I do after that. So if you look at where I'm stepping on the band, I'm right in the middle. But if I were to start my flies from here, because I'm bending over for this exercise, see how much slack there is in the band? So what I do from here is I crisscross the bands, and then you have the perfect slack to start the exercise. So once you're in this position, okay, you're gonna have about a 45-degree angle with the torso right here, a nice bend in your hip, a good bend in your knee, and your palms are gonna be facing each other or inward at the bottom. Once you're ready to start, my feet are about hip to shoulder width apart, okay, and the same with my wrists, they're about shoulder width apart, and I'm gonna bring the band out like this. And you guys will be able to make little tiny adjustments if that feels too heavy. You can bring your feet a little bit closer together so that the band loosens up a little bit, but the whole motion is right here. And this can get really challenging. As you can see, I'm not getting a huge range of motion here because the band stops me, but you're still working those posterior or rear delts. Now, if you're using dumbbells, you can have your stance be a little bit wider. I'm in between hip and shoulder width here. Same exact stance with my body. I've got about a 45-degree angle with my torso. My palms are facing inward, and I come out into a reverse fly here, okay? Make sure you're not using any sort of momentum with the upper body. Stay nice and solid, core is braced, and bring the dumbbells up and back down, nice, slow, and controlled. All right, get after it. Okay, next shoulder exercise is a W raise. So I'm gonna show you guys using bands first. So I've got my band tied up on my rig here, so find a sturdy object, as always, to tie your band to. You're gonna wanna hook the band up at shoulder height for you, okay? So as you step back and get a little micro bend in your knees, that band is exactly at your shoulder height, okay? And what's gonna happen here to do the W raise is you're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades, and as you pull the band, you're gonna flare your elbows out, making it so that your arms at the very back of the movement, at the very end of the movement, are in a W shape, okay? And then come back to the beginning. Your palms are facing down. Squeeze the shoulder blades, flare the elbows, and make that W shape with your arms, with your palms facing forward as you complete the entire row or fly, okay? Let's do it. I'll show you guys how to do this with dumbbells. It's a little funky, but you're gonna need to lie down on a flat bench, okay? So from here, you lie down. And again, you wanna make sure the dumbbells come out at shoulder height. So situate your body on the bar or on the bench so that you're at shoulder height, okay? And then you're gonna pull up and flare the elbows out. So you'll be right here. So the difference here is my palms are facing inward, okay? And that's really just because this bench is pretty low for me. If you're up higher, you can totally have your palms facing down. Squeeze the shoulder blades, flare the elbows out into that W shape, and get all reps in. Okay? All right, last exercise is very similar to the W raise we just did, but this one is a Y raise. So you're gonna take your band and you're gonna attach it really low, okay? So if you've got a door anchor band, that's perfect. You'll attach it to the bottom of your door, anchored in down there. I'm attaching it low on my rig here. And step back until you get the resistance that you want. Okay, same general position where your feet are about hip width apart, a good solid bend in the knees. Your palms are facing down, and what you're gonna do here is you're gonna bring the dumbbells up and out so that you're ending in a Y shape. And this is gonna be a little test for you too. That very first rep for me, the resistance was too heavy, so I couldn't get a full range of motion at the top. So I'm gonna step in a little bit more, okay? And from here, I'm gonna go up and out into that Y shape. Okay, make sure you're not bending your wrists or bending your elbows, okay? Up and out with your palms facing out. You're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades and get a nice full range of motion with the band. This exercise is killer for all three heads of the shoulders and your rotator cuff. Let me show you how to do it with dumbbells. You're gonna grab your bench again and your dumbbells. Lie flat just like you did for the W raise. Okay. And same general motion, okay? My palms are facing backward here so that I can go up and out into that Y shape. Make sure you're not arching the back too much here, okay? Keep the core engaged, keep the glutes tight, and come up and out. Make sure you're using a light dumbbell because this exercise is very deceiving, okay? So up and out, squeezing the shoulder blade, getting that full range of motion, okay? Making that Y shape with your arms. Okay, so I've showed you everything I have to show you to get a perfect shoulder workout done at home using only bands or using only dumbbells or a little bit of a combination of the two. You wanna train all three heads of the shoulders, work on the rotator cuff to get a killer workout for the shoulders. This workout is gonna help you build size and strength to your delts. I hope you love it. Give me a thumbs up for this video. Please subscribe to my channel. It helps so much. And of course, once you're subscribed, hit that notification bell so that you always get notified every time I post an awesome video like this. I'll see you guys next time.